Hola. Hi, everybody. I am Sunshine Day, and welcome to another episode of A Spiritual Remedy. I see a world where people are living their best life, especially clean and sober people. People in recovery are living their best life and loving it. And I'm here to provide spiritual tools and loving support for your personal transformation. I want to know uh, where you're joining us from today. So please go ahead and say hello in the comments and let me know where you are and what's happening for you. I want to know what's up. I want to know what's up. Hey, Jason. Glad you're with us this morning. So happy to have you with us this morning. Thank you. Bertha. Bertha here from Long Beach. That's awesome. And Jason says, good morning, Long Beach. I want to let you know that Vida Spiritual Learning Center, it is a teaching center. It is a center that teaches spiritual tools and that provides the loving support that I'm talking about. And Vida Spiritual Learning Center is sponsoring a spiritual remedy and sponsors it every Monday. So, as a matter of fact, here is Vida right now saying hello. So glad to have you with us and so glad to have you be the sponsor of our show. This week, I would love for us to really take into consideration how we are spending our time. This morning when I got dressed, I wore this shirt, 525,600, which is from the musical Rent. Here we go. There we go. There's my camera. Um, and the song 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year, right? So how do you measure? There's 525,600 minutes. And how in a year, how do you measure that? How do you measure from one year to the next? I also like this poem that's called The Dash. And The Dash, I usually read it at the celebration of life for someone who has died, who's made their transition, who's moved on into the next realm of their eternality. But I like to keep it at the forefront of my mind. And the reason I like to keep it at the forefront of my mind is because so many times as people in recovery, as people, period, we don't necessarily stay consciously aware to the moments that we're living. Jason knows the song. Yes, I love that song. Wonderful. I do too. And, you know, that song came about during or after the AIDS pandemic, where people were dying from this terrible disease called HIV and AIDS. And people love one another, and before you know it, someone gets sick, someone dies, and we know how that happens. We know how one minute there are people that we love that are present, and then we know that those people, those same people that we love, are not present. And I'm wondering how, in fact, we can stay so focused and so present on today. Now, the dash is this wonderful poem, so I'm going back and forth here, is this wonderful poem about the year we're born and then the year or the date that we pass, that we die. And that what's actually the most important is not our birthday, is not the day that we die, but the dash, that little dash. Because that little dash represents how we live our life. And are we living our best life? Are we living our best life? How are we spending our lives? Are we spending our lives in anger, in frustration, in fear, in doubt? Or are we spending our life in love, in peace, in joy? And especially people who are recovering and people who are laying down their weapons of mass distraction, I know that sometimes it can be challenging, right? Like whether those weapons of mass distractions are our cell phones, whether those weapons of mass distractions are drugs, alcohol, food, which we get to eat every day, right? Like how do you lay down? Sometimes it's a little more difficult to say, well, I gotta eat. But now it's about what I eat, what I put into my body temple. And I gotta tell you that, most recently I reheard one of my mentors, Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith, and I was reminded of one of the ways that I could incorporate something small but something so profound and so large that helped me to live each and every minute of my life living from that best part of me. So I want to share that with you. And that is this idea of, well, I learned it in a couple of different ways. I learned what if up? What if up? So many times, like, we're faced with doom and gloom, or sometimes we have this idea that I'm not doing it right, or that I'm not sober enough or clean enough, I'm not eating right, I'm not doing things the quote unquote right way, and that I'm gonna fail, that I'm no good. And so the idea about the what if up, and Michael Bernard calls it the law of resonance, in his way of saying things, is what would it be if we actually changed the question? Like, oh my gosh, I'm facing doom and gloom, and the what if up is, what if today's a great day? What if today I actually eat according to my plan? What if today I actually stay sober? What if today I actually make friends? What if today I actually meditate? What if today I actually become a great parent? What if today I actually do the things before me that are on my to-do list, or as I like to call it, my ta-da list. I got that from Sunny Day. Ta-da! Instead of to-do. To-do sounds like, blah, blah, blah. But if I have a ta-da list and I check it off, it's like, ta-da! Anyway, I advance here. Now, Michael calls it the law of resonance because we don't get what we want. We get and we receive from where we are, from who I am. So what the idea around all of this is to take on the mindset, of being that and having accomplished that. So for instance, why am I so muscular? Why am I so thin? In terms of just like, why am I my perfect weight? Why am I so loving and kind? And not from the perspective of, why am I so loving and kind? Not because I'm looking for the answers, but when we actually say that to ourselves, our brain automatically starts to prove us correct. That is the proper function of our mental capacity, which is to prove to us the questions that we ask. So if we're simply asking what if up questions, if we're simply asking questions from that state of resonance of who I am, like, why am I such a wonderful partner? Why am I such a wonderful facilitator? Why am I such a sober member of the society? Why am I so great at eating and putting things in my body that are so wonderful? And so the idea of those questions, the mind automatically starts looking for those answers. And it's not so that the conscious mind starts knocking us down. Well, you're not, and da 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 da. It's not even about that. But as soon as we introduce the what if up, what if today is a good day? Then what? What if today I actually get to do the things that I want to do? What if today, or what if now, or what if up? To take a look at how sometimes we are so patterned and used to that mucked up way of being, right? That sometimes we're so used to being in that way. So tell me what you think about that. Go ahead and type into the chat what it is that you think about that. Like, what would be a what if question that you would ask yourself, or that question from that state of resonance? It is who I am. Like, why am I so wonderful? Why am I so amazing? Like, Bertha says, interesting. What a great practice, right? Yeah. Um, what would be your what if questions, or your question from that state of resonance, that state of being? So imagine for a moment, whether it's that you want to be sober, whether you want to be clean, whether you see yourself as a non-smoker, your perfect weight. What if what if I'm my perfect weight today? What if I actually, accomplish the things that I want to accomplish today? What if, right? So Jason says, hey, my feeling is expression acknowledging. Yeah, Jason, tell me a little bit more about that. My feeling is expression acknowledging, because I'm not really sure what that means, but it feels like it has a lot in there. Expression, um, expression acknowledging. Bertha, here we go. Bertha says, what if food today is just nourishment? I love that. What if food today is just nourishment? Why do I always eat nourishing food? Why am I always picking food that is so healthy and so wonderful for me? Why is it that I'm always drinking water and veggie juice? Why? Like, why? Like, isn't that amazing? And the brain, your brain will automatically start looking for because it's good for you. Because it's what your body is calling for. What if food, was so good? All right, so Jason's gonna tell us a little bit more. Expressing, acknowledging is someone that you can at least say, I feel happy, I feel sad, and acknowledging is someone that cares about you. And I know that you're feeling about and I know that you're feeling about themselves, and they sort of how your partner is. It's important to have people around us. Thank you, Jason. People around us that support us. And that's why building this kind of spiritual community, because this is exactly how I see this, and this is exactly what we're building with Vida Spiritual Learning Center, is a learning community where we continue to partner with one another, and we continue to grow and unfold. Susan, what's up, beloved? So glad that you're with us. What if I were completely pain-free and totally healthy? What if? Like, what might I be engaging in? Why is my body so free? Why is my body so healthy? Why is my body so filled with energy? I love that. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Jessica, what's up, beloved? A question I've been asking myself is, what if I do like my sober self? Absolutely. Because sometimes, when we're getting sober, we think, I'm doing all these things. I'm letting go of my old ways of being, or my ways of being up until this point. But sometimes we ask ourselves, what if I don't like who I become? Like, man, I'm afraid of who I might be becoming. I might be boring. I might be just like hating life because I don't have an escape that I used to have. And we start circling the drain, right? Like, and if you imagine circling the drain, all of a sudden you're down the drain and you're way out in the ocean with the other muck, right? But here's that question. Absolutely, Jessica. I appreciate you for asking that and watching us on YouTube. Ah, what if I do like my sober self? What might that mean? What if I do? If I like my sober self, that must mean that I might be treating myself with dignity. I might be treating myself with love. I might love the people around me. What if I do like my sober self? Wow, that is awesome. Thank you, Bertha. Bertha says, I love your vision of Vida, a learning community. And that is exactly what we are. Vida Spiritual Learning Center is indeed a spiritual learning center where we are a learning community and we continue to grow and learn. And so that's why we do shows like A Spiritual Remedy. That's why on Sundays on YouTube and on Facebook, we bring you an inspirational message and we bring you a meditation, and you can absolutely just tune in and just watch. I mean, Reverend Kevin gave the message this Sunday. It was fabulous. And again, just these points in which we get to go, oh yeah, if I can incorporate that, into my life, right? If I can incorporate what if up into my life, what might that look like? If I can live from this law of resonance, that I'm not going to get what I want. Oh, I want that diamond ring. I want that car. I want that person. I want. That we're not going to get from that place of wanting, because wanting is a place of lack. If I want it, is because I don't have it. So the idea is to shape our mind and our thoughts. What if today is a good day? And even though it might sound like a little bit of, even if it may sound a little bit like separation, it in fact just begins to have our mind working. All right, Michelle Palmer. What's up, Michelle? Michelle says, let me take this. Good stuff. Why am I so excited to learn new spiritual practices? I love it, Mike. I love it. Why am I so excited to learn some new spiritual practices? I'm ready for something new. I'm ready for I'm ready to know my life as the life of God, as the life of spirit, as the life of the divine source. I'm ready to know my life as life itself. I'm ready to live my life to the fullest. Like, that would be some of the things. What? This practice, if I just do this, if I engage in this, why am I so excited? I'm so excited. Why am I so excited for you and with you, Michelle? Like, it is just awesome. And so living from this place of resonance, which is how I want to close, because I know we've got about 2 more minutes to be together. So any last comments that you have, go ahead and put them in the chat for me as I begin to simply talk about what if up. So when you find yourself circling the drain, going down that drain and just kind of, doom and gloom, what if life is actually for me? What if I am meant to be large? What if I can express my love? What if, right? And then living from that place of resonance, we don't get what we want, we get where we're from. So we put ourselves in the position of having it already and go, why am I so strong? Why am I so loving? Why am I so kind? Why am I so peaceful? Why am I so successful? Why am I so at peace? Why am I so healthy? Why am I so wise? Right? Why am I so excited to learn new spiritual practices? I am so excited about today and about today's show, and I absolutely adore and love each and every one of you. I want to let you know quickly that our two classes that we have, Susan, why do I love you so much? Why do I love you so much? Thank you so much. That our two classes, morning practices and evening practices, were a huge success. Look out for some new classes in the springtime. Again, they're going to be short classes or courses, something that will be bite-sized enough for you to learn and benefit from, and to simply begin to pick up these new ideas and to have a practice. I love you all so, so very much. Please, why is today such a great day? I love it. Why is today already such a great day? Thank you so, 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 so much, everyone. Please stay tuned. I will be back next Monday, same channel, same time. Loving you all so, so very much. Mwah. Peace out. I'll see you soon.